The 16th Republican Day of Federal Nepal today. It was on this day 15 years ago that Nepal was declared a federal republic by abolishing monarchy. On the occasion of the Republic Day, the government has granted pardon to 19 culprits, including former lawmaker Resham Chaudhary, who were all serving life imprisonment. The latest development is bound to have its repercussions, as the decision, needless to say, has not gone down well with a large section of the society. Meanwhile, it braces for quite an eventful day, as the budget announcement is also being held today. Good morning, I'm Sarah Chitrakar, and these are the headlines of the hour. It's the 16th Republic Day today. Despite political achievement, dreams of socio-economic development in the country remain stranded. The budget for the new fiscal year to be unveiled today, the government aims to cut down expenses and boost investment. Former lawmaker Resham Lal Chaudhary freed within 2 weeks of Supreme Court upholding his life term. Experts cry foul. Victims of Tikapur Massacre dejected. And Nepal's 16-member final squad for the World Cup qualifiers announced. Nepal's women team bowled out for a paltry 50 runs against Malaysia in the series opener. The 16th Republic Day today is being celebrated across the country by organizing various programs. The day has been marked by holding an official ceremony at the Army Pavilion in capital Studikhel amid the presence of the President, Vice President and the Prime Minister, among other high-ranking officials. The President and the Prime Minister have extended greetings to the general public on the occasion of the 16th Republican Day. It's the 16th Republican Day today. Nepal was declared a federal republic on this day today 15 years ago, as Nepal abolished 240-year-old Shah dynasty. Despite all the political achievement gained over the years, the desired socio-economic development has not been achieved. The first meeting of the Constituent Assembly in 2008 had abolished monarchy to declare Nepal a federal republic. The country adopted the policy of embracing proportionate and inclusive representation by bringing people from all communities, marginalized and downtrodden, into mainstream politics. The head of the state was elected by the parliament formed through the Constituent Assembly. The Constitution of the Federal Republic Nepal was also promulgated through the Constituent Assembly. These were landmark achievements of the country. The general public at the time were quite enthused, believing that the nation will now stride forward in the path of socio-economic development. However, a host of problems have surfaced in the country, with the issue of unemployment being a massive concern. As per the latest census, 2.2 million people are abroad in various forms of employment. Even as the scenario has roped in remittances, it has not solved social and economic challenges in the long term. All the indices of education, health and bureaucracy, among others, are reported feeble. With the deteriorating law and order and good governance, the public frustration is growing all the time. The corruption watchdog CIAA has received 16,000 complaints of financial embezzlement in the ongoing fiscal year. The institutional corruption, as evident in the latest Bhutanese refugee case, has further raised questions on the achievement of Federal Republic Nepal. Resham Lal Chaudhary, who was serving life imprisonment for his involvement in the 2015 Tikapur Massacre, has been freed from the prison in capital's Delhi Bazaar this morning on the occasion of Republic Day. Earlier yesterday, President Ramchandra Paudel had granted general amnesty to 19 culprits, including former lawmaker Resham Lal Chaudhary, serving life imprisonment in connection with the infamous Tikapur Massacre. Chaudhary's family and supporters had reached Delhi Bazaar prison to receive him. Chaudhary's supporters held a march and sloganeering as he reached the ministerial residence in Lalitpur's Pulchok. Chaudhary held an assembly in capital's Maitighar today itself and left for Kailali via Nepalganj. The cabinet had recommended general amnesty for the 19 culprits who were serving life sentence. These culprits also included political prisoners of the armed conflict and prisoners who were serving life sentence for election-related violence. The president has also decreased sentences of additional 482 inmates. Chaudhary is the only culprit who has been granted a pardon in the Tikapur incident. During the infamous Tikapur incident in September 2015, 8 police officials were lynched by the angry mob, while one 2-year-old toddler was also killed. All 3 tiers of judiciary, the District Court, the High Court and the Supreme Court had convicted Resham Chaudhary and had issued a verdict of life imprisonment. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces how they evaluate the accomplishments of 15 years of republicanism. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
तर पनि जनता निराश छन् उत्साहित छैनन्
बाटाघाटा बने त्यही चाहिँ चित्त बुझेको छ अर्थात् त अब त्यति चित्त बुझ्दो छैन
गणतन्त्रमा चाहिँ मान्छेले सेवा सुविधाहरु पाछन् बोल्न पाछन् हामी महिलाहरूले नेतृत्व गर्ने सामाजिक स्थानमा ठाउँ पाउने देखि लिएर हरेक तह र तबकामा महिलाको नेतृत्व अगाडि बढेको छ
कुनै व्यवसाय गर्नको लागि हामी निर्धक्क भएर हामी खुल्न पाइराछौं
गणतन्त्रको उपलब्धि जनतालाई भन्दा नेतालाई मात्रै र नेतृत्वलाई मात्रै आछ
नीति निर्माण पुर्याउने ठाउँसम्म महिलाहरू पुगेका छन्
गणतन्त्र राजनीतिक क्षेत्रमा पहुँचवालाहरूका लागि र कर्मचारी तन्त्रमा उच्च पदस्थ अधिकारीहरूको लागि मात्र प्रफुल्लित र वरदान साबित भएको छ
साच्चै गणतन्त्रको अनुभूति चाहिँ जनताले आफ्नो जीवनमा चाहिँ गर्न पाएको अवस्था चाहिँ मैले महसुस गर्न सकेका छैन
गणतन्त्रका नाममा देशैभरि लुटतन्त्र रहेको देखिरहेका छौं हामी
जति अपेक्षाहरू राखेका थिए त्यो अनुसार भएको छैन
शासन सत्ता चलाउने मान्छेले गणतन्त्रप्रति नै अलमल वास्तव क्लियर कार्यदिशा नभए जस्तो
The government is set to announce the budget of the upcoming fiscal year from the joint session of the parliament today, prioritizing agriculture, education, health and employment among other sectors. According to the National Planning Commission, the budget of the upcoming fiscal will prioritize connecting all the 753 local levels to productive sector. Campaigns are being conducted to address the problem of unemployment in the country and to promote self-employment. The budget is set to adopt the policy to promote cottage and small-scale industry and self-employment. Likewise, completion of previous projects of physical infrastructure will be prioritized. Policies are set to be implemented for completion of national pride projects, projects of transformation and multi-year projects. Projects including construction of roadway to connect Humla's district headquarters, expansion of national highways and inter-province roadway expansion are set to be given continuity in the budget of the upcoming fiscal. Maximum use of resources and limiting administrative expenses are set to be the main targets of the upcoming budget. The government will not expand the budget size amid difficulty in accumulating sources. Preparations have been made to introduce the budget based on the ceiling allocated by the National Natural Resources and Fiscal Commission. The National Planning Commission has allocated a ceiling of 1,688 billion rupees for the upcoming budget. Issues like cutting off general expenses, cancellation of construction of insignificant public structures, removing the limit of 200 million rupees for foreign investment are set to be included in the budget. Likewise, grants based on production in the agriculture sector, celebrating the decade of 2080 as Visit Nepal a Decade and at least 6% economic growth are among the targets of the upcoming budget. Former Prime Ministers and former Foreign Ministers have urged Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal to raise the issue of border encroachment with priority during his upcoming visit to India. During the meeting held with former Prime Minister Baburam Bhattarai at Singadarbar yesterday, Bhattarai advised the HAL to request Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to receive the Eminent Person Group or EPG report which was prepared 4 years ago. Likewise, CPN-UML has given a 5-point suggestion, including to review the trade agreement. CPN-UML has also said that issues should be raised during the bilateral discussions regarding the Pancheshwar project, Mahakali River and Upper Karnali, which India have been occupying along with the West Seti project. Meanwhile, some former foreign ministers have advised Prime Minister Dahal to only sign agreements which have the possibility of implementation, as some prior agreements have yet to be implemented. Premier Dahal remarked that all the suggestions given were positive and in the interest of nation. The former foreign ministers also requested Prime Minister Dahal to raise the issues of border encroachment, energy, electricity and water distribution in priority. They also advised the Prime Minister to include the issues of air route, trade deficit and marketization of Nepali goods that are exported to India. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal will be going on a 4-day visit to India from this Wednesday, 31st of May till 3rd of June. We'll take a short break here. We have more news coming up. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: what could be the reason for the state-owned corporations incurring losses? Your options are A. Recruitment center for political cadres, B. Incapable management, and C. Impact of recession. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. Palestinians in Gaza's Khan Yunis and Gaza City celebrated the victory of Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan in the election runoff yesterday. There were street parties in Khan Yunis where residents hoisted Turkish flags and ate sweets with Erdogan's name. Some people also held portraits of the president, who was declared victorious by the Turkish election board head with 52.14% of the votes after 99.43% of ballot boxes were opened. Erdogan's rival, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, received 47.86% of the votes, and the board said with the gap of more than 2 million votes between candidates, the rest of the uncounted votes would not change the result. Under Erdogan's rule, Ankara has supported a two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and condemned Israel's occupation of the West Bank and its policy towards Palestinians, while Israel has called on Turkey to drop support for the militant Palestinian group Hamas, which runs Gaza. A biker was charged with murder after a shootout between rival motorbike gangs at a motorcycle rally in Red River, northern New Mexico, in which 3 gang members were killed and 5 wounded. Members of the Bandidos and Water Dogs groups traded gunfire around 5 p.m. local time on the packed main street of the mountain resort town, 75 miles northeast of state capital Santa Fe, State Police Chief has confirmed. Jacob Castillo, 30, a water dog from New Mexico, was charged with murder, while Matthew Jackson, 39, of Texas, a Bandidos chapter leader, faced a count of unlawful carrying of a firearm, and Bandido Christopher Garcia, 41, of Texas, was arrested on suspicion of cocaine possession. The confrontation began in Albuquerque, New Mexico's largest city, over a photo involving another gang, then spilled over to Red River's annual Memorial Day motorcycle rally. Bandidos have been involved in at least 3 shootings in Texas and Oklahoma in the past 2 months. We have more news coming up, but right now it's time for yet another short break. Time now for sports update.
Sports news.
A 16-member final squad representing Nepal at the ICC World Cup Global Qualifiers has been announced. The tournament is being played from 18th of June to 9th of July in Zimbabwe. All the 14 members who played in the ACC Premier Cup in home ground under the captaincy of Rohit Paudel have been retained. Kishore Mahatto and Arjun Saud are the only two new faces in the 16-member squad. There were 22 players in the closed camp as Avinash Bohra, Dev Khanal, Mausam Dhakal, Surya Tamang, Sandeep Jora and Kamal Singh Aire have failed to make it to the final squad. Team Nepal are leaving for South Africa on Wednesday to play some practice matches ahead of the tournament as they are scheduled to face Netherlands and Scotland. After playing 2 practice matches in South After playing 2 practice matches in South Africa, the team will leave for Zimbabwe, where Nepal will play 2 more practice matches against UAE and Oman. Nepal are placed in Group A alongside host Zimbabwe, West Indies, America and Netherlands. Nepal opened the tournament with a match against Zimbabwe on 18th of June. The top 2 teams from the 2 groups will make it to the Super 6. The 2 finalists will qualify for the upcoming World Cup in October, being hosted by India. Nepal's women team has put up a disastrous batting performance against Malaysia in the opening match of the 5-match T20 series as they were bowled out for a meagre score of 50 runs. Chasing the target, Malaysia have romped home in the 14th over, losing 5 wickets. Sent into bat first, Nepal were bundled out for 50 runs in 16.5 overs. Only 2 batters were able to reach the double figure as a debutant Samchana Khadka top scored with 13 runs before she was tragically run out. Jyoti Pandey's 11 runs was the second top score for Nepal. Nikur Atelia picked up 3 wickets for Malaysia, while Mahirai Ismail, Aina Hasim and Mahira Fedijo shared 2 wickets each. In reply, Malaysia reached the target in the 14th over for the loss of 5 wickets. Rubina Chetri and Sita Rana Magar shared 2 wickets each for Nepal. Nepal had last played an international series in May last year when Nepal were beaten 2-3 by Uganda. The series is being telecast live by Kantipur TV HD, Kantipur Cineplex HD and KantipurTV.com. Up next is the weather update. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.